All right, everybody, welcome in. It is episode 2 of the Banter Blitz Podcast. How is everybody doing, man? I hope you guys all enjoyed the first episode. We are getting into more football, getting ready for week 1. It is coming quickly, man, so let's get into it. I'm here with my co-hosts, Petey Boy Conway.
Hey!
And Eric Snyder, who just came back from Italy.
Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, ciao. How was Italy, Eric?
Awesome. Bellissimo.
Not too bad.
I can't wait to go back.
I hate you.
To go back.
It's unbelievable.
Well, come with me next time.
Just skipped out on the first episode so you can go to Italy. Your priorities.
Yep, you lack discipline.
Unbelievable. Anyway.
Once or twice in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, it was like a whole 2.5 week trip. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Good for you though. Take that time.
It's down on a lot.
All right, so as always, guys, we're going to get into the news. We got start sits of the week. We have Eric's going to give us some hot takes. We have Kevin's Corner, which, as you can tell, Kevin's not here with us right now because, rest in peace, Kevin. No, I'm kidding. He, his camera is just crap. His computer sucks, so he's just going to have to get new stuff, and he'll be with us at some point in life. But then after Kevin's Corner, we're going to get into some more. We got... We're going to do our picks of the week. We got a little bit of a mailbag. We got some questions coming in. If you guys have questions, make sure you email us. Everything is linked down below. We got all our socials open up. So we're good. So what do you guys got? How you doing?
Doing great. Had our last fantasy draft of the year today. Went well.
Oh my
I
god.
don't like 10 teamers, man.
No. 10 team is Mickey Mouse leagues. Don't do
Yep.
it. 12 is better. 12 is the perfect number.
It is. 14 is too deep. 14, You might as well be in a dynasty league.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, 10s are just 10s is like your younger cousins and like your kids and shit. That's a 10 teamer.
Yep.
In our case, it's Kevin decided to start a league, so same thing. What about you, Eric? Where you at?
10 team was nice. I like the 10 teams. It's different. Lost the internet connection for a hot second.
Okay.
Just now, so what were we just talking about?
All right, we're gonna get into the news real quick. We were just talking about Kevin's league and how it's a 10 teamer because he's elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna jump into the news, man. Let's go.
Weekly news and injury report.
So, first things first, Brandon Ayuk got paid. Pete, you put a video out on it. 4-year, 120 mil, 76 guaranteed, which means he's at least gonna keep quiet for 2 years before he starts looking for more money. So that's massive for the Niners. In other 49ers news, Trent Williams also got signed, which is huge.
That's a big deal.
Everybody involved on the offense. That's everybody. Wide receivers, tight George Kittle, CMC clearly, but like it affects everybody because it gives Brock time in the pocket to get to Debo and Ayuk. That's just massive.
The most important position in the NFL, in my opinion. It's that and quarterback, but I think especially left tackle.
Well, yeah, if you don't have the protection, I don't care who you put in the pocket. If they don't have time to even look up before they're on the ground, what are you going to do?
That's why I'm super nervous about Pittsburgh this year. Their line looked horrible during preseason.
Yeah, and their quarterbacks are just not good.
Yeah.
It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Slight.
I think Russ has normal size hands. So, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out for 4 weeks. So, P. Ryan will be backing up Pacheco. You want to talk about one of the biggest upsets of recent draft history. If you drafted Clyde in your dynasty leagues, I apologize.
Oof.
That's like right there with the Trey Lance thing. If it's brutal.
He had too many opportunities and couldn't perform. Just couldn't do it.
Yeah. No, it is what it is. But you got the kid from Rutgers coming over, and
he
stole that job. So
love it.
Love Pacheco.
He's not.
I love Pacheco.
By CEH at all. I feel like even with him there, I think Pacheco's going to be a stud.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Pacheco tries to move the earth every time he takes a step. He runs mad. It's awesome.
Love Pacheco.
Hollywood is not starting this week. We kind of figured that. I think he's going to be out at least 2 more after this. They're kind of talking like he may make it for week 2, but that's going to be one of those like, yeah, he might, and then he doesn't. So he's going to be out, I think, at least till 3. Chase still hasn't practiced. Jamar Chase is playing some weird games, man. I don't get it. He's still under Higgins. If Jamar doesn't play, Higgins is huge. But I don't know what Chase is doing. He's still got, I think, 2 years. He's playing a game that he's not going to... I mean, I don't think they're just going to upright and pay him. They might offer him, like, we'll give you CD money. Mm-hmm. Take it, but we're not paying you like Justin Jefferson. We're not... I don't know.
And you saw what he wanted, right? He wanted 1 more cent than Justin Jefferson.
He's not worth that.
This is like high school...
Drama that
I
can't stand it.
There's no room for it in the NFL. Like it's just like it's petty. It's weird. I don't like it.
Go win and then get paid. I hate this pay me now crap. It's like go prove it. Go win the Super Bowl.
It's a bad look. It's a bad look.
Yeah, and it's everybody now. It's not an uncommon thing.
Yeah, but the 1 cent thing really triggered me. I don't know why. But
no, because that's just petty. That's just petty.
Weird.
I don't like it. Yep. What else we got? This was one that you wanted me to talk about, Pete. Stephon Diggs has been named team captain over there in Houston.
Yeesh.
That's scary.
That's kind of... I mean, Nico Collins is solidified number 1. I think we can all agree on that. That scares me for Tank Dell value. Yes. Tank Dell. Now, I'm iffy on him now. Because you don't just name anyone a captain.
I don't know.
I think he's got a good connection.
I hope. I'm really hoping this is just like a seniority respect thing than more than anything else. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. Usually it's reserved for like leaders of the locker room and stuff, which he could be. He hasn't ever been that in his life, but he could be for these young kids, and they give it to him, and maybe that doesn't affect his role. Maybe that's just what that is, but
it was just shocking. I don't think anyone saw it coming. I think he's a jerk of a person. I don't think he's a good person. But that kind of... I know you said you like Tank Dell still, Eric, but that kind of makes me iffy.
It's a little scary.
The connection Tank Dell has with C.J. Stroud, and C.J. Stroud's vouched for him a lot. That's the main reason why. He's told him that if he can make a team with 3 receivers, I think it was Devontae Adams, he said, Tank Dell and somebody else, to put one of your teammates in there, that shows a lot of love, and I think he's going to get a lot of targets this year. But we'll wait and see, because there is a lot of talent on that team.
It's a lot.
We will see.
Yeah, there is a lot. Even Mixon, there's a lot going on down there. On another note, and this is a little bit of a not football related topic, Ricky Pearsall got shot in the chest. He's out of the hospital. He got put on the non-related IR list, clearly. But apparently the bullet completely passed through. It missed every organ. It just went through muscle. So he got lucky. Good for him, man. I'm happy for him. As just like not football related thing, it's like a human being thing. Like, good.
Yep.
You know? So that's good news. As far as football goes, he's probably going to be out for at least half the season, if not the whole season. Like, you don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
So, I'll just run through the rest of the players that got cleared to play for week 1 that have pretty major significance. Mark Andrews, cleared. Tyreek, cleared. Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jalen Waddle, all cleared to play. So, not too bad. That's good news for everybody, because that's a lot of first-round draft picks right there.
Yes.
So, everybody who drafted them, I'm sure. I saw some people reaching for Laporta, man.
Yeah.
Like, way too much.
Some people have him as high as, like, late round 2. It's nuts.
It's insane. You're not taking a tight end in 2. It's just a bad idea. I don't know.
Tight ends. I got Evan Ingram recently in like the 8th or 9th round, and he finished tight end 2 last year. So
you can get him down there. You can get him down there. You don't have to reach. But people tend to do that when they start seeing their roster. Like they have their 3 receivers and 2 running backs. They're like, "Ooh, I need my quarterback now. I need my tight end."
Yep.
Just to have like a full starting lineup. It's like, relax.
Yep.
But that is all the news I got. Unless you guys got something popping up, we're all good.
No, that's you pretty much nailed it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's get into starts of the week.
Starts and sits.
All right, Pete, you want to kick it off at quarterback?
Yep. And this is part of my Petey's picks. I like Stafford versus the Lions in a primetime revenge game. The Lions, as most of us know, have a terrible pass defense, and I think Stafford exploits it. The Lions have been last year they were the bottom 26 in pass defense.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, and Stafford under the bright lights, under the prime time, should be poised for a shootout with Detroit. I expect big points. So if you want to stream a quarterback this week, Stafford is your guy.
I like it. I like that a lot. I think this is probably the highest scoring game of the week. It's going to be a shootout.
Yep, over-under is 51.
Yeah. It's going to be, and I would go over, honestly, because defenses are not fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And those, dude, Kupp's healthy, Puka's healthy, Amon-Ra's healthy. Like, everybody's good to roll. So, this is just a shootout. It's insane.
Quarterback.
I love this game.
It's going to be hot. Very hot.
Yeah, I love it. All right, Eric, what do you got?
So, another game that I think is going to be nice to see, 2 second-year rookies. Well, not rookies, but 2 quarterbacks from the second year. I'm starting Anthony Richardson. He's versing Stroud. I think Richardson is eager to prove himself, as a top-tier quarterback, just as Stroud did last year. But Richardson, he was unfortunately injured last year. I think this year he's going to bounce back. He's shown glimpses last year of how well he did. He's going against Houston's slightly below average defense in terms of giving up points to quarterbacks. I think this is the year that Richardson can take people to championships. And I think we'll have to wait and see, but I think this is too juicy of a matchup. And I mean, also, if Richardson does rush too much and does get hurt, always get his backup Flacco, because Flacco is an elite backup. But I think Richardson is going to
Just stop.
Why?
Stop
You
it.
think Flacco's
Deja
an elite
vu.
backup?
He's an elite backup, but I wouldn't. Okay, no, he's not. Okay,
I wouldn't use the word elite for Flacco.
We gotta stop
Backup?
tossing around the word elite.
He's a good backup. Don't call it elite. If he's elite, he should be a starting
As a
quarterback.
backup.
Right.
Period.
As
Right.
a backup. It's like there's elite
He's a
handcuffs.
good backup. He's one
Good
of the
Handcuffs,
best.
why is
He's,
there not elite backups?
no.
Bad.
Elite is thrown
So-
around too much.
So who is the running back behind Christian McCaffrey? Mason, right?
He's not
He's not
elite.
elite.
He's not elite.
Yeah, Jordan Mason.
Handcuff?
He's
not
in a good
elite
position.
Handcuff. Okay.
He's a good handcuff. Elite should be used for Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
But
the handcuff.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It's a
I'm
viewpoint. Just start Richardson.
Wait. You want to start Richardson after the preseason he had?
Yeah, I do. I know he didn't look.
Couple pick six, a pick six against the
Not the
preseason
most
defense.
accurate.
Not the most accurate. Not the best quarterback.
He's running, he's eager. He's eager. He's getting out there. He's gonna do it. We'll see.
I
my hot takes, but I think
Yeah, I
it's a good-
disagree.
that's a bit of a hot, especially his first game back.
Against the Texans, who are up and coming with a defensive-minded head coach, D'Amico Ryan.
Right, and
knows how to
D'Amico
play.
knows how to run a defense, man.
Yep.
So he comes
see.
from
We'll
it's the Shanahan tree, man.
I'm glad you're here,
Love
Eric.
it.
I could probably disagree with someone.
Yeah, me and Pete agree on too much crap.
Yeah, most of the time I disagree with Eric, so it should be good.
It's gonna be
All
a
right,
good
mine-
season.
Mine, real quick, is very much exactly the same as Pete's. I think you need to start Jared Goff. for the exact same reasons that we said you need to start Matt Stafford. It is a shootout of a game. I don't need to reiterate the exact same points. It's just going to be a bloodbath. The defenses suck. Over-under's 51. It probably is going over. This is going to be the highest scoring game of the week, I think.
Yep.
So you start everybody involved in these offenses. Mm-hmm. And that's about it. So we can jump over to running back. What do you got, Pete?
I got James Cook at the Cardinals. So I'm not high on the Cardinals this year. They have Kyler Murray coming back from injury. You got the new Marvin Harrison Jr.
The new hotness.
He will be a stud. He will be. But as of right now, his first game, got to get his feet wet. I think they're going to struggle early. And I think that the Bills will run away with this. And I know that the Bills love to dump off passes to James Cook. Plus, Allen doesn't know many of these receivers. So he's going to go with the familiar, face, which is James Cook.
No, I agree. I like the James Cook take. I don't like the Arizona take. I think Arizona will be okay. This is like the one thing we just got done saying we don't disagree. This is the one thing we do disagree on.
Oh, everything to do with Cardinals, I'm the opposite of you.
Right. But James Cook is definitely a good play this week because Arizona's defense is not that good. Mm-hmm. And you're right. Josh Allen doesn't have a lot of play time with these receivers, so James Cook is the safe check down.
Yep.
And he's good at that. So
he will get at least one touchdown and 120 scrimmage yards.
No, this is a good James Cook week.
100%.
All right, Eric. Running back.
Running back, I got Najee Harris. At Atlanta, he has a great game this week, great matchup. He's the one to trust in the backfield this week. Atlanta defense gave up a ton of points last year to running back position. Warren is still a little, injured. If he doesn't see a lot of time, maybe Cordell Patterson will, relieve him a little bit. But I still think that Najee is the 1A in this backfield. And I think they're just going to try and brute force run it. And, in a bunch of metrics, I remember reading that Atlanta lost to running backs. Touchdowns, receiving yards, rushing yards, top 10 worst defense to running backs. It's too nice of a matchup. You have to start Najee.
Yeah, I can get behind it. I don't hate it. I think this is also going to be a shootout, though. But the problem is the Steelers don't do shootout. So the Falcons are going to throw a lot.
Yep.
Kirk's going to try out his new toys, blah, blah, blah. So if the Steelers, this is where the only thing I'm worried about here is if the Steelers can't keep up, they're not going to have time to run the ball. They're going to have to air this thing out to Pickens. So
Pickens big bomb down, and then Najee finishes it out.
We'll see. Maybe, if they get close enough, they'll give it to Najee. You can punch it in.
Najee was terrible last year.
He was.
Terrible.
He was real bad. So this is it for him. If he doesn't do something this year, I think he's done.
Yeah.
But
this is a big game for him because if Warren's injured, this could be his case. Like, hey, I'm the guy.
Right. This is where he can make his money.
Yep.
So
I'm fine with that.
Yep, I can see it. Mine's a little bit easier to digest. It's literally play Saquon against the Packers. Packers defense, not great. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be off to a rough start. He doesn't have Kelsey, so he's going to be definitely utilizing Barkley. I also don't think they're going to be on that 1 to 5 yard line as much as they've been because Barkley is such a better running back than what they've had that he can get in from the 20. They're not going to have to get down to the 5 and push. So I think Barkley's worth quite a bit. I think Barkley hurts his value. That's weird to say.
Yeah.
A lot because you're not going to have that push like you did.
Yep.
I almost guarantee you those touchdowns are cut 75%. Ooh. It's going to be a lot. Maybe not 75, but like enough. You know what I mean? I think Hurts is going to be down. Barkley, very good play this week.
Yeah.
So,
not having Kelsey is a big thing for him. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, and Kelsey was calling the defenses. I don't know if a lot of people know that. Kelsey was calling defenses. Hurts hasn't had to do that. So now he's going to have to do that. That's going to slow his progression time down quite a bit also. So it's going to be easier for him for a few games here to just hand it to Barkley while he's trying to digest everything. I mean, he's a smart enough guy. He's a starting quarterback for the Eagles. You know, it's not like he's going to take forever to figure this stuff out, and I'm sure he's done it in the past, but I just think there's going to be a learning curve for a game or two here, and Barkley is just a safe play, you know?
Yep.
Definitely.
All right, wide receivers.
So I got, and I love this pick. This is my favorite one out of all the position picks. Terry McLaurin versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. McLaurin has no competition for the next wide receiver up. I'm not even sure who the next one is that would rival him.
Dotson's gone.
Dotson's gone. I don't know.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, so again, no one. So he's a number one receiver by a mile. Jaden Daniels has impressed me during, mini camp and everything.
Yeah,
he
looks
looks really good.
He looks really good.
And I see the chemistry between the two. They're building up. The Bucs are ranked 28th against the pass last year. That's a big stat. So I think Jaden Daniels comes out slinging to your boy Terry McLaurin, the only option available to him.
I like it. I like it a lot too because I feel like Jaden's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because this whole offseason has been Caleb. And Jaden's really good.
Yep.
He's just a little a little overshadowed, and I think he's got something to prove here. So I think he is going to want to sling it, and he's been in preseason, he's been chucking that ball quite a bit. He's not afraid.
He's been flying under that radar.
Oh.
They remind me of Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud last year.
Yeah, but Jaden's so much. Oh, Caleb is so much better than Bryce Young.
Yeah.
So much better.
Poor Bryce Young got in a bad situation, and he just had a bad coaching staff.
Not for nothing. That's on the team. Look at what the Bears did. They go, we are going to draft a number one quarterback overall. Let's get him every weapon known to man.
They had to do it right. That's how you're supposed to do it for a rookie quarterback. You have to position him to succeed. And that's what they did with him, and I think that's what they're trying to do with Jaden Daniels, but they don't have enough weapons.
Well, they don't have enough weapons.
They have nothing.
He's accurate, though.
Right.
He is accurate, though. He's very accurate, and he rushes.
He's got Eckler, which, but yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think from like a coaching standpoint.
I love B-Rob.
I'm thinking from a team owner standpoint here. If you wanted to bring in someone reliable, you look at Eckler's track record. I'm not saying I would do it.
I saw some Eckler lowlights last year. I think
brutal.
We could run faster than this guy. I really do. He looked lethargic. Bad.
I can run faster than Zeke, but maybe not Eckler.
I can run faster
Eckler
than
looks
Zeke.
slow.
He's fat.
Hey, leave Zeke alone.
Dude, Zeke's the new fat Lenny.
No.
We'll get to Zeke in a little bit. All right, Eric, who you got?
I got DK Metcalf this week, excuse me. With Lockett banged up, the matchup's favorable for Seattle receivers going against Denver's defense. I think, DK and JSN will both put up great points. Lockett, if he plays, he'll be more of a boom or bust like he always is. If Lockett doesn't suit up, DK is a slam dunk. With the new offensive staff and the scheme in Seattle, hopefully Metcalf will lose or shake Patrick Surtain the way they move the receivers around the field. But even then, I think DK is just going to keep manhandling people in the end zone. I think he's a surefire start this week.
Yeah. No, DK's good. JSN, this is his time to prove himself. Lockett is hitting that age cliff where he's about to jump off it. It's just going to take one good hit, and he's going to be done. He's 31, I think.
He's that about Lockett every year. We say it every year.
I know.
Every year. You see him on
because he's so safe.
You're going against him, and he blows up.
I have Lockett everywhere.
And Jimmy loves Lockett. Because every draft,
he gets Lockett. Dude, I really don't. It's just he falls to me every draft.
He falls right on to you.
12th.
Yeah.
And I think
can't not do it.
One of the players that you draft later on and you keep him on the bench until he proves that he's being more consistent as a catcher and putting up points. But if this year is not good for JSN, I don't know what's going to happen, but I think he has a lot of potential, especially when Lockett is injured or he leaves.
Yeah.
The Seattle receivers are going to be nice.
I don't think he's in much trouble because I think the team realizes that Lockett's on his way out the door, so let the new kid get acclimated and possibly move into that spot. It's DK's team, though.
Yep.
So, all right, mine is a little weird. I think you should start Devontae Adams.
Woo!
And here's why. In a nutshell, Chargers suck.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's kind of it. It ain't good. Minshew is all right.
He's an upgrade.
He's an upgrade, and Devontae is still Devontae. He's going to get his targets. He's going to catch whatever's catchable. He doesn't have Jimmy throwing to him, so.
And you look you look at Minshew last year, and he made Pittman look good. He saved Pittman's season.
Yeah, Pittman looked good. Yep, I agree.
So, yeah.
So he can support a wide receiver. And again, the Chargers suck.
Oh, bad.
So it's more of a matchup case here. I'm not saying, I don't even know if he's going to be a top 10 wide receiver week 1. But he's worth starting week 1.
Yeah.
So
Adams to start him.
Love Adams.
Yeah. As long as some people were drafting Adams just because of name value way too early in drafts this year. So it depends on where you took him. But yeah, if you drafted him, you should be starting him anyway.
Yep.
All right, let's get into.
Well,
you can't start Chubb now.
No, but a lot of people were drafting him late just because of the name value, but they forgot about the brutal injury he had. Instead of like drafting someone like Keaton Mitchell to put on IR.
Yeah. Now the only time I did even touch Chubb was this last draft. I took him the last pick and chucked him on my IR.
Yep.
Instead of taking a kicker, I took him and chucked him on my IR, and then I'm just gonna pick up a kicker. It was one of those. And if one of my players gets hurt and I need the IR, I'm dropping him. You know, it's the same play I did with Hawk a couple times. Is you just take Hawkinson, throw him on IR, see what happens. You know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, tight ends.
Ooh, last pick for me. This is my vanilla pick of the starts, but you start Travis Kelce against the Ravens. Last time they played each other in that playoff game, he blew up, got 110 plus scrimmage yards, looked sharp, and the Ravens just collapsed. It was a weird game for them.
They didn't run.
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing them flounder like that.
No, they didn't run the ball at all. It was weird because, like, that was their whole plan the entire playoffs was just run it down everybody's throats, and they were going nuts.
Yep.
They play the Chiefs, and they're like, no, we're going to throw it. We're going to let Lamar show off a little, and it just didn't work at all.
Yeah, so this one, don't overthink it. You got Kelce and Mahomes in prime time. Start it up. Easy.
Yep. I agree.
I know it's a boring pick. I'm sorry, but I had to.
All three of our tight ends are relatively boring picks, but tight ends are tight ends, so
yeah,
you kind of have to.
Yep.
All right, Eric, give us your vanilla tight end.
It's a little less vanilla. It's got some.
It's a little less vanilla. Yours is the least vanilla. Yours has at least chocolate chips in your vanilla.
You got to go Jake Ferguson this week on the Cowboys. He's versing Cleveland defense. They're good, don't get me wrong, but last year they gave a ton of points up to the tight end position. With Cleveland possibly having to double-team Lamb, it's going to open up a lot of targets for Ferguson. I think Ferg is going to get checked down, and he's an optimal piece of this offense this week. And also Cook's banged up. I mean, I know he might start, he might play, but I think he's going to get the targets from the increased opportunity.
Yeah, I love Ferguson. I got Dak, I think, 3 times this year.
Ooh.
I got Fergie, none.
Damn.
Great stack.
Not
Great
once.
Stacks too.
Great stack.
Not once, because I would take Dak in the 6th or 7th and go, all right, I can wait a bit. And Fergie would go in the 9th or 8th. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I love Fergie. I really do. I'm a little salty about that, though. But yeah. No, he's a good play. He's going to be a great play all year. He's one of my most sleeper tight ends without a big name this year for sure.
Yeah, he has a super high red zone target percentage. It's insane. So you get Ferg anywhere you can.
He's fantastic.
I don't mind starting him almost every week. Love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's a good start every week. All right, back to vanilla. For me, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trey McBride versus the Bills, I think, is a fantastic play. The Bills' defense is bad.
It's bad.
It's not good.
It's bad.
And if you're worried about Harrison having his first couple games as a rookie, what do you want to call it, jitters, then Trey is the target. You know what I mean? He's a safe target. He has the experience. He's been around a couple of years. Kyler's played with him for a couple of years. So they have more of a relationship there. Now, you build that over the offseason. You've had months now to build one with Harrison, which it seems like that went real easy because Harrison is just a walking glue board for Kyler to throw the ball at. But either way, I think there's plenty of targets to go around. I love Trey this year. I think Harrison's going to be good, and I think James Conner is one of the best running back pickups of the draft this year. So that whole offense to me should be really, really good, and the Bills' defense is really bad. So,
my thoughts.
Yeah, Pete's a doubter.
I just don't like McBride. I don't like McBride. I just don't get it.
He was so good at the end of last year.
Except for James Conner. It's just James Conner.
James Conner.
Probably nobody.
I used to like a lot of people, then they got rid of him, obviously. They were retired.
You don't like Marvin Harrison this year?
I like him not early on. Like Jimmy said, he's a rookie. First couple of games going to be a little shaky. Because Kyler's not the best quarterback. He's not.
He's pretty good, though.
He's great for what? For fantasy.
Yeah.
Because he has a rushing upside.
Jr., if you were drafting 12th in a 12-team league, would you pick him up 12th, or would you pick up,
I'm not picking him up 24th.
Saquon.
He's not.
Would you take Saquon instead?
I'd take Saquon.
I don't like any of them, but Saquon. If I had to pick one.
I'm taking. Harrison was going way too early.
If you had 12th and there's a snake, you wouldn't get him again? You wouldn't go for Harrison?
No, I wouldn't touch Harrison in the second round. I'd touch Harrison third.
Back of the second for me. Yeah, no, I'm not. He went way too early. And almost every draft I saw, he went He went above Debo in every draft that I've been in.
Nauseating.
You're taking Debo. If you take Harrison over Debo, you are on some drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Why? No.
Say no to drugs, kids.
Oh, my God.
Don't be like Eric.
All right. Well, we're talking nonsense here. So let's continue with some nonsense. We got our Kevin's Corner segment coming at you. Hold on to your food and your drinks because this is going to be... Have fun.
Kevin.
Yo, Kevin's Corner here. Season's about to start. Trent Williams renegotiated his contract. He better show up on defense for the 49ers. Brandon Ayuk's new contract. OBJ ain't going to be playing at all because he's a little pansy little girl. And then you got Saquon on a new team. How the Thunder Thigh's going to do this year. The Bulldog's not going to play at all because he's just a piece of shit. And
we say bye-bye.
Once the season starts, Kevin's Corner's going to get real hot. Real hot.
Oh, I'm touching myself tonight.
All right, so that was Kevin's Corner. Hopefully you didn't puke or throw up, which is the same as puke, but that tends to happen twice when you're we understand. So we're gonna get into some sits of the week, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll let Pete start it off at quarterback.
So this one's a no-brainer to me. he had a great year last year, but I think the fairy tale ends, especially week 1. It ends.
It's a hard matchup.
Yeah, Jordan Love at the Eagles. So I live close to the Eagles Stadium. That is a tough environment. I can hear it from my house. It rumbles, and it's going to be a prime time Friday night game. Yeah, it's going to be tough for Jordan Love to play there.
Yep.
It's I just think the Eagles defense gets rowdy and they can really do some damage. And Jordan Love, I'm not the biggest believer in him, and people call me biased because I'm a Vikings fan, but he's no Aaron Rodgers. He's no Brett Favre. He looked good last year,
He
but
looks so good, man.
I think it's over. I think it's going to be a downgrade year. It has to be a downgrade year, right?
It probably will be a bit of a down. I don't know if he can keep that
He
same
was
high
top
octane.
3, right?
Yeah.
He's top 5, Jordan Love.
5?
Was he?
A lot of drafts. A lot of.
That's
rankings.
crazy.
No, I'm talking about last year. Where did he place?
Where did he finish? He finished.
Oh, it was 5.
was-
It was 5.
Was he 5
5?
on the dot? Yeah, he was up there. I know that.
Yeah,
He
there's
went
no
off.
way he's doing that again.
And a lot of sites
yeah.
they said he was
I don't.
5.
I don't think that he goes 5, but I think he's still top 10. But I agree with you. Philly is a hard place to go and play, especially when that defense is fresh off season. It's going to be a brutal matchup. I definitely understand the don't start if you can help it. I'm with you on this one for sure.
Yeah, those Philly fans are jerks. I work with a bunch of them, and they will
I hate him.
taunt you, and they
hate
will
'em.
throw stuff at you,
Yep.
and berate you. So
They won the Super Bowl and trashed their own town. That's how.
garbage. So yes, sit Jordan Love. It's not a good spot to be in.
For all you Eagles fans out there, I want to apologize, but then again, I really don't. So
No, screw Eagles. Sorry,
We're from
not
Jersey.
sorry.
We're from Jersey over here.
a lot of Eagles flying my ass. All right, Eric, what do you got at quarterback?
Well, this
One hurts your
upsetting to me
soul. This one
'cause,
hurts your soul. I forgot.
I really like the quarterback. I even got him early in Dynasty when we first started our draft. I really liked Justin Herbert as a player, but this year he's in the worst position possible for himself.
It's so
The new
bad.
coaching staff, I mean, they are run heavy. And he's also still questionable and banged up. He's going against the Las Vegas defense as well. I mean, they're going to be a rush first offense. It's not going to be great.
Yeah.
He might have boom weeks here and there, but he might be a fade all year. It's upsetting.
There you go.
And I hope that we don't see it all year. I hope that he does have some connections with some of the players eventually. But week 1 against Las Vegas, still banged up. I'm not doing it. I mean, you have plantar fasciitis. It's painful, but at the same time, just rub some dirt on it, please. Step it up again. Let's get back to your old way.
I think he's
Come on,
also
baby.
he's also suffering from a lot of acne because he always has pimples on his face, and he's a terrible quarterback.
That's because he's 12 years old still.
He is a terrible quarterback. His win-loss ratio is below 500. He is a social media quarterback and should not be
It's because
in this league.
he's got a pretty face and his spiral is so sexy, man.
That
He's
face
a
ain't
good
pretty.
thrower.
That's only a
If
face a
you
mother
go
could love.
tell that to
See those,
females. He's got
see
that
those pimples?
surfer boy. Yeah, well,
Nasty.
I'm telling you, for me, it's the ball. If you look at that ball, if you close your eyes and don't look at who threw it, and look at that ball flying through the air, oh
if you
my
look.
God.
I know a
Just
guy
take a
down the
look.
street, a bum, that could throw a great spiral too, but doesn't matter. It doesn't
Such a
matter. He
pretty
can't.
ball.
He can't. He can. Doesn't matter how far. He can't win games.
Well, he
And
ain't
that's
going to win
another-
much
that's
this
another-
year.
That's another
he-
thing where, they have to set him up for success, and they're not. They took away all his weapons.
What do you mean?
Every weapon.
He couldn't win games with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler in his prime.
Yeah, because
he couldn't
he was
win.
getting smacked. He was getting smacked and murdered. He was playing
He-
on rib
he
injuries,
was-
for God's sakes.
I'm in the middle here because I'm not as bad as Pete, but I don't love him as much as you, Eric. But to his defense, especially last year, if Keenan wasn't hurt, Williams was hurt. If Williams wasn't hurt, Keenan was hurt. If both of them are healthy, Eckler was hurt.
Herbert's hurt. Or Herbert's hurt.
Or Herbert's hurt himself. It was brutal.
It was a disaster.
How many excuses does this guy get?
A few more.
Tired of
It's
it.
a
I
few
think
more.
he's a bust all year. I think if you have him in
He's a bust this
Dynasty,
year, for sure.
you sell him.
He probably will.
He might not be a starter in 2 years. I think he might not be a starter. Sell him. Sell him. And bench him this week, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Don't play him this week.
Yep.
Bench him. for
100%
sure.
don't play him this week.
I wouldn't
So-
even roster him
Harbaugh is
into-
also a huge running coach. He's going to run the ball. Run. So,
if
and he's
if you're
got
looking for
Gus
a bench.
Edwards.
If you're looking for a bench quarterback, I would pick a lot of other people over him. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I would pick up Caleb and just
Oh,
stash him
100%.
and see what happens.
Oh, he's easy stash. And
So-
Jason
You know.
Daniels is easy
Yeah.
stash.
So we're good with
He's
not.
so accurate.
We're good with no one rostering him in a 12-man league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is crazy because he was
Ooh,
going
I
top
felt good.
4 or 5 last year.
Good.
You feel good? Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm happy that Eric agrees.
It's unfortunate. It's
No,
unfortunate.
It's-
why is it unfortunate? He didn't earn it.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
All right, before you two kill each other, mine's pretty standard unless you're a Jets fan, which if that's the case, I'm sorry for your loss. You don't play Aaron Rodgers against the Niners defense. I don't care how much ayahuasca he does and whatever that darkroom crap. You don't play him against the 49ers defense. Garrett Wilson will be covered. Tyler Conklin, Breece Hall ain't making. I don't think Breece Hall cracks 80 yards this week. That defensive line is disgusting. If Rodgers doesn't get sacked, Breece will make it 2.5 yards. He's gonna have a low average per carry this week. It's just the defense is just disgusting. My whole entire argument to this is the Niners defense is insane and Rodgers is old.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to be fantastic. I don't think he's the Jets' saving grace. They might make the playoffs, but that's just because the Bills are sucky. The Patriots are gone. And the Dolphins choke. So maybe they make the playoffs. Which to a Jets fan is massive because what's it been now, 11 years?
It's like, I think the longest streak in like American sports history or something.
It's ridiculous.
Some crazy
It's
stat.
2012, I think, so it might be 12 years.
Yeah, some crazy stat. Yeah.
It's
I think
ridiculous.
they're definitely making the playoffs with Rodgers. I mean, I know you guys think I'm biased, but at the same time, when Rodgers has a good defense, his team almost always makes the playoffs, and he's really good. His records are really good when he has a good defense. And I know that says something because the other team doesn't score enough points, and Rodgers might be able to pull a lot of points through his team with his weapon of Garrett Wilson. He's bringing Lazard in. Mike Williams, if he's
Lazard
Oh,
was
Lazard-
awful. Lazard needs to
At the same-
retire.
I'm throwing out death pieces here, but
is
I
he on the
Mike
team?
Williams,
It's
I'll
Garrett
give you.
Wilson.
Is Lazard
Garrett
on the
Wilson
team?
and-
I don't
yeah, he's on
know.
the team.
He might.
I
Is he
don't
still on
know.
the team?
He should
I don't
be
remember
on
if he's
the
still
team.
on the team.
I know he
shouldn't
signed a
be.
huge deal and didn't play at all last year.
Nah, he shouldn't be.
Neither did Rodgers.
Yeah.
I have a wish
on the
list.
team.
Oh, don't get me started on Aaron Rodgers.
All right, let's move on before more flames.
Aaron Rodgers.
We're not, but we don't get to leave this game because Pete's running back. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm
We're
gonna
stuck here.
tell you here, Breece Hall, sit him. Oh, you're not gonna sit him, but for
You
daily
can't.
fantasy sports, you do not.
If you have the
Take this
option
guy.
to sit him, do it.
If you have like a
But
James Conner
you
or
took him in
someone
the
else,
first round, you have to. Yeah.
yeah. So Hall, I think is gonna have a great year, but not against this 49er defense. This defense is healthy. It's hungry. This is their window.
It's
This is the
pissed
Niners' window,
off.
and it's closing once Purdy says, "I want monies." So you sit Hall here. He, like Jimmy said, he won't get more than 80, 90 yards.
No.
Yeah, it's just a matchup thing. I think the Jets will make the playoffs this year. I think they'll maybe win a playoff game or two.
They
but
might
that's
make
it.
divisional.
Yep. So you just sit Hall here. I mean, it sucks, but he won't do
You
much.
got to do it. You know what would make my day?
Mm.
Make my day. Jets make the freaking Super Bowl. The Niners beat them.
That would be a great day.
Make my day.
All
right, Eric.
I have a question about
do you
you guys in Hall. If you guys were picking early, first round, and Hall and Bijan were up there, who are you
Bijan.
picking first, Bijan or Hall?
Bijan.
Bijan.
Really?
Yep.
Yep. It's
I'm
close.
Up in the air.
It's close.
Very close. But I think they are really talking up Algier to being a key part in that offense as well. And I think not only is it going to take away from Bijan, but Bijan's still going to produce. But Hall doesn't have that kind of competition to separate his opportunity.
Bijan's just better, dude. And they're very close. I think I had Bijan at 4 and Brees at 6 or something like that. I think Amon-Ra was the only thing in between the two of them. So
it's hard.
They're very close. It's this week especially. It's not though.
No, this week it's not close.
Yeah, but
that's spicy though, Pete. I like that.
What do you got at running back, Eric?
So me, I'm doing David Montgomery. I think against the Rams, we've already talked about Detroit and Ram game. It's going to be a shootout. Goff and Stafford are just going to be slinging it. And if if Goff is going to be throwing it to anybody, it's not going to be Montgomery. It's going to be Gibbs. Gibbs is his receiving back. If Gibbs plays, I think he's definitely going to play. And he's going to get his fair share.
Yeah, he's good. And, he said today Rams, in an interview he's at 99%.
Good. He's fine. He's going to take that. He's going to take a lot of the workload off. The Rams are tough, but they gave up a lot of points to running backs last year as well. I know it's a new year, but I mean that counts for something. And I think the quarterbacks are going to try to show off, just dump it off to Gibbs. And I think Amon-Ra, Laporta, all the other people will eat. And Montgomery, if they get close to the goal line, maybe he'll shoot it in. But I'm not banking on it. I'm not banking on it this week.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole David Montgomery's being drafted before starters and
oh my god,
in fantasy.
It happened
today, before Ramondre and Chuba starters.
Well,
it doesn't make sense.
So bad. Chuba maybe, but
I think it's because the Lions are such a high-scoring offense, and with Chuba and Stevenson. Look at their team. They're not going to be scoring a lot of points. Doesn't look like.
I get it, but they're still starters.
Their O-line, compared to last year, their O-line did not protect them. And if they're going to be losing a lot of games, they're going to have to be throwing a lot of games, throwing a lot during the games.
But the starter attribute weighs way more than being a better player on a better team.
Touches and volume.
Volume is
really
more
what it comes
important.
down to.
So what about A-Chain and Mostert? It's the same thing too, you know?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, but they put up a lot of points.
Yeah, they put up 70.
The Lions.
Not 70 in the game though.
It's not the same. I don't know. I
kind of see. I see where you're coming from, but you draft Ramondre over Montgomery. I don't care. You just do it.
All right. Well.
Yep.
Mine is I don't think controversial at all, but I also think he's done.
It's controversial.
It is not. This week against the Browns, you sit Zeke. You do not play Zeke this week. He is
okay.
Especially
against the Browns, yes.
I think this whole season he's shot. I think Rico takes this job from him halfway through the season.
I have some stats for you after you go on your rant. Go for it.
All right. Point being, Zeke's turning into Fat Lenny. Zeke is now officially where Leonard Fournette was when Tom Brady retired. Slow, old, maybe punch it through the gut, but then he's going to have to go sit because he can't breathe. You know? He's just... We can argue about the season, but this week you do not play him. That Browns defense is disgusting. Myles Garrett's going to destroy him. I can picture what the 49ers did to him. Well, not really, actually. What the Cowboys did to him as his last play as a Cowboy. Just leave him out there to die.
Yeah,
that's essentially what's going to happen this week. He's just going to get cream pied. So go ahead, stat me up.
Rico Dowdle's the one. He's going to be.
I think he's going to take it.
Running back who's going to take the job. I have a lot of faith in Rico Dowdle. A lot of faith. He's good.
Okay.
Right. Hit me with your math.
So Zeke took over the backfield for the Patriots last year. I remember he was number 37. He took over for Ramondre, and this is how he did.
He's almost 37.
Yeah. Chargers, 10 point. This is regular fantasy, half PPR. Week 13, Chargers, 10.2. Week 14, at Pittsburgh, 23.5. He was running back 1 that week. Okay. Week 15, 7, bad week.
Bad week.
Week 16, 16.5. Week 17, 11. Week 18, 10. So, where is this slander coming from? Because
it's coming from the fact that the Patriots had no other options last year.
That doesn't make sense.
It does.
They had
Dak,
Stevenson,
He was
Dak-
injured.
Stevenson was hurt.
Stevenson was
Yeah.
injured.
That's why you got the
Stevenson was
volume.
hurt, and
Right.
That's why he got the
But
volume.
but he's going to a better team with more weapons. That'll open up the lane for him
That's the
more.
problem. That's the problem.
It's
He's
not the
going to a
problem.
better team with more weapons. They're
What-
going to throw the ball.
They ain't gonna start Rico. Rico Daddle's not gonna.
Rico's going to be the middle of the field. Rico will be the middle of the field, and Ferguson is going to take all the red zone.
There's no reason Zeke should not be drafted in any league.
I didn't say he shouldn't be drafted.
Well, I mean, I'm just
He should
saying.
be drafted in the 10th, 11th.
If you need to start a running back in a pinch,
We can go right back to the same question: Monty or Zeke?
Oh, Zeke.
No. No.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm doing it.
All right.
Oh my God.
I think there's
no.
something to be said for the history
Oh,
of the Cowboys and Zeke.
The history of the
By the
Cowboys
way,
is crap.
Well,
No, it's
remember
not.
How
It's
we were
great.
talking about points per game. Remember how we
Past
were
20
talking about the
years.
most points per game last year?
Sure.
The Dolphins, they had 496 total points last year. The Lions had 461, which is only 30 less than the Dolphins. But the Cowboys did have 509. But I think a lot of those are not going to go to Zeke.
We'll see. Who was the Cowboys? I'm blanking. The Cowboys running
What?
back. Who was it
How far back?
last year?
Pollard?
Pollard.
It was
Yeah,
Pollard?
it's Tony.
Yeah. By
was
the way,
his
was
breakout year.
terrible.
He was bad. He's a bad.
So I think-
he's the Alexander Madison of the Cowboys.
So the Cowboys got burnt. Oh, we miss you, Zeke. They bring him back because Pollard sucked eggs, and Pollard's gonna suck again on the Titans.
Oh God! All right,
that's my
let's move
case.
on to wide receiver. We
Yeah.
gotta. What do you got?
So this one's straightforward. Malik Neighbors versus the Vikings. You sit Malik Neighbors for a multitude of reasons.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones being the biggest one. Daniel Jones sucks. Shouldn't be a starting quarterback. The Giants just, have too much pride. Oh, we paid this guy so much money, we gotta start him. So he's gonna suck, and Neighbors is gonna suffer. Neighbors is a great talent, but with Daniel Jones throwing to him, he will be a nothing burger. You're going against the Vikings, who just signed Stephon Gilmore, who's a stud lockdown cornerback, and Brian Flores is a good defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He will blitz, and when Daniel Jones gets blitzed, he panics and throws pick sixes.
He throws it directly to the other team.
So that was short, that was sweet. No brainer. You sit Neighbors.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna. I got nothing. I agree. Daniel Jones is the issue, and until they fix it, now here's where I think we mentioned this the other day. What if the Giants just stick with Daniel for 2-3 years? We got to see how this plays out, and they go after Archie.
I don't
Be
think
smart.
I don't think they can take another 2 or 3 more years of this.
They might, dude, for
They already paid him for it, no?
for another Manning.
No, this is his last year that they have to have
Oh,
him.
it
I
is?
think. And I know Giants fans are getting sick of it. We know a lot of them.
Oh my
and
God,
either they're in
annoying.
denial or they're in depression.
I don't know what's worse, man. I really don't know what's worse. I can't stand NFC East fans at this point. There are no Redskins fans, but the other three, Eagles fans, too aggressive, really annoying. Giants fans, whiny crybabies.
God, yeah.
Cowboys fans, there's a whole nother section of the world for them. So, I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm starting to hate Giants fans more just because they're delusional
Yeah.
at this point.
We
Some
won
of
2
them.
Super Bowls. We should be
Yeah.
good still.
Yeah, I just don't like
Yeah,
it.
they literally, all they did was talk shit about Eli when they were winning. And now Eli's gone and they're, oh God, we have nobody.
Yep.
All right, Eric, what do you got at wide receiver?
So, I changed mine up a little bit. I'm torn between not starting Jaden Reed, but he does play in the slot against the Eagles. Like you guys said, the Eagles defense is good, but they weren't good against slot receivers last year. And that's why now I'm changing it up. I think we're going to sit Watson. If you drafted him late or Dobbs late, you're going to sit those other wide receivers and you're going to start Reed, because the slot position against the Eagles was fruitful. I think I just read before that they managed to surpass the Commanders as the worst pass defense in the NFL against the slot, and that's interesting. And I think it's a weird matchup, and I would sit Watson and Dobbs because I don't think they're going to be good against that defense other than the slot receiver on that team. Like you said, you don't like Jordan Love, but I know he has, a lot of weapons there, and I don't trust a lot of them this week, especially Dobbs and especially Watson. And Watson, when he was healthy, he produced last year. He did really well last year, but I just don't see it this week.
Yeah. No, I think it really just comes down to you really don't want to start Green Bay almost at all this week if you can help it.
So what's going on in Green Bay? Is it Watson or Reed? Who's the number one?
We don't
as far
know
as
yet.
they say, they're saying it's Watson. If you watch any games from last year, it looked more like Reed.
Yep.
So it's one
Watson
of
had
those
this thing.
you don't know.
He had this thing where one leg was longer than the other or shorter than the other, and there was something going on with that. I think it's going to be up in the air to see what's going on with the receivers.
So it's definitely Reed's job then, because he's got two of the same length legs.
Yeah, I mean that's
That makes sense. All right. Mine, I don't. This is another one. I don't think it's controversial, but I think you guys are gonna fight me. I think you sit Zay. I don't.
No fighting here.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you. Well, Pete loves Zay, but his matchup is crap.
Yep.
The Chiefs' defense is good. Lamar has multiple weapons to go to, and I think Zay is kind of towards the bottom of that list now. He's gonna run the ball himself. He's got Derrick Henry to run the ball. He's got his boy, Marky Mark. I think Zay falls to a fourth read on every play now. And it's against a good defense. So it's just not the matchup. There's going to be games where he definitely takes off, but this is not one of them whatsoever.
Yep. I agree. Primetime Chiefs are a different animal.
Yeah.
They have L'Jarius Sneed, who's definitely a top 5 cornerback, lockdown cornerback, stud. And you just don't go against Andy Reid willy-nilly. I think that Zay Flowers gets shut down here.
Good.
Love him.
I love Andy Reid. I really do. I hate the Chiefs, but that's more personal issues that I have.
Don't bet against
You got smacked by him twice in the Super Bowl.
No, last year we got smacked. Last year we got smacked by Jesus. Dude, fucking Greenlaw tears an ACL walking onto the field.
I saw that. Yep.
A punt bounces off the foot of a Niner to cause it to be a fumble, which is where they score. And almost every point that the Chiefs scored was against Dre Greenlaw's backup.
Yep.
We were winning that game. It was over. That ACL thing just totally changed the entire. We got to move on. I'm gonna get it.
Yep, move on. Yep, you're good.
All right.
It's okay.
Tight ends.
If you need to talk about it, I'm here for you.
I've been talking about it for 6 months.
Yeah,
so tight weekend ahead of us, boys. We got a lot of talking.
That's what I need. I need new football to get past that.
So tight ends, I'm sitting Mandrews this week. He's been missing a lot of practice. It's his first game back from injury. And he got into a car accident, a pretty significant one in the offseason.
Yeah.
So we're not sure how he's going to play this year. Again, Ravens crumbled against the Chiefs in primetime last year, and I expect them to do it again. You sit Mandrews. There are other options out there. Ingram, you name it. Schultz, Ferguson.
Yeah.
I think Mandrews has a bad
If you can
first
afford
game.
to do it, I would do it.
Yep.
If you are in a league and you're playing a team this week that you kind of have a clear cut win over, and you can afford to do that, definitely do it. But usually, if you drafted Mark Andrews, you're stuck.
Yep.
But I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from for sure.
Yep.
All right, Eric.
So, I am gonna sit Brock Bowers. A lot of people want to draft him early. Not too early, but they have him as a top tight end, some people. But I don't buy it just yet. He was a blocking tight end. He's going to be a great blocking tight end. I think one of the big things with him too is that his foot, he was just hurt recently. So when you're hurt and then you're going into it, and we don't know how you're going to play. We haven't seen you play yet in the NFL. You might be blocking for them. I just think against the Chargers, they're going to be safe with him. They're going to take it slow, and he's going to be blocking. I don't think he's going to get a lot of points this week.
No, the Raiders didn't even plan to take him. It was one of those situations where they had no intention of taking him because they didn't think he would get there. And then when he did, they were like, oh, well, crap. Because we have to take, it's one of those value things. You just take the best player available. And he had a lot of hype going into that draft. So
a lot of hype.
And poor Nick Mayer is like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? You just drafted me last year. It was first round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For tight ends, back-to-back first-round picks in consecutive years. Oh, that's insane. The Raiders are just...
I think one of them is going to be a blocking. We have to see how they.
We'll see how separate. Not every tight end can block. You know what I mean? Not every tight end can block.
The Raiders are an enigma. That's all I'm going to say.
There's something. All right. Last sit of the day is kind of a personal one, but it's also not. You need to sit Dallas Goedert against the Packers. And here's why. The Eagles have too many other good options. They now have Barkley. And they're not going to need him like they did back in the day. Like a few years ago, he was a fantastic pickup. But now the Eagles are more stacked. AJ's going to go off. Devonta's going to go off. Jalen Hurts is still Jalen Hurts. I know I said before that he's not going to have as many touchdowns, but that's season long. That's not this game. He's still going to have a good game.
Yep.
And Barkley being there is a big, big, big deal. People forget how good he is.
Agreed.
And it's a combination of his injuries and the fact that the Giants are that bad. So Barkley on a good team, we haven't seen Barkley on a good team in 4 years.
Yep, it's been a while.
So I think people are underestimating how good Barkley can be, how much that's going to affect Dallas Goedert. Also, there's no reason you should be taking Dallas Goedert in the 6th round of any draft ever, period. End of story.
Oh, yeah. I feel...
It's hard to sit him.
Is it hard? I don't know.
So soft right now.
Are you going to go on the waiver wire and get someone else instead? It's hard.
If you picked up Goddard, you can go pick up Freiermuth and play him, and I'd be happier with that this week. But you're splitting hairs of a very ugly thing. All right, well, that's our starts and our sits. So let's get into Eric's first segment of his own, Eric's Hot Takes. Let's see what this does to my stomach.
Let's go.
Hot Takes of the Week.
Let's do it. Okay, so for week 1, well, let's start off and just say, when I'm deciding between players, I'm looking at my stars, I'm looking at my starts, I'm looking at, team history versus the position, I'm looking at injuries, I'm looking at opportunities. All that stuff boils down to who can grab the ball the most. When you produce, you have the ball in your hand and you make those runs, you make those catches. Whoever gets the most opportunity succeeds, pretty much. So let's just start off the bat with the running back. I love Javonte Williams week 1. I think if Sean comes off, Javonte is a perfect matchup. He is going against Seattle. I have him, RB1 upside, but he's a RB2 throughout the year. But this week, RB1 upside. I'm hammering him in everything. I'm even going to put money on him eventually. But the Seattle secondary gave up the 3rd most points to the running back last season. And with the release of P. Ryan on top of that, I think it's just going to open up way more opportunity for Javonte Williams.
Got that backwards.
What?
Continue. Oh, last year.
This year.
Not this year. I know what you mean. Continue. Sorry.
I expect Williams to be back to health after demonstrating a slight decline since his ACL. I mean, I think he's going to be great. Reports have been coming out that he looks like he's in rookie shape form. I can't wait to see him in the end zone this week. The other starts I have in wide receiver are actually the Bills wide receiver. It's Keon Coleman with his great highlight plays, and Khalil Shakir is coming in there as a safe bet for the long run in the season. I think Shakir and Kincaid are Josh Allen's security blankets this year, but with Keon Coleman in Buffalo, I'm confident in starting him. Curtis Samuel's banged up. Keon has shown great speed, great hands. I mean, he's making a ton of highlight plays. We don't know who Allen's new favorite target is. I mean, I'm banking on Shakir, but this week I'd like to put on some money on some Coleman. Then we're going to go even deeper. Okay, we're going deep. Jalen Tolbert. Okay, he's going to be a sneaky start in deep leagues. I'm putting it out there, especially for a flex spot. If you're struggling with injuries out of nowhere already on week 1, who knows? You might be in a situation. With CD snaps might be limited. Who knows? I doubt it. But Tolbert could be there. Cooks is going to be out. He's not. He might not be out, but he's banged up. And Tolbert's opportunity seems optimistic. In terms of running backs, you're going to start Ford. Jerome Ford is an easy start. You know, if you drafted him late in drafts,
I like that one.
Easy start. Drafted him late and maybe even have Chubb on the IR, but I wouldn't even pick up Chubb on the IR. You just grab Ford and you grab somebody else. Now, this is something else I'm going to add into there. I think Blake Corum will supersede Kyron Williams, the punt returner, this year earlier than expected. I know a lot of people are going to hate that take, but there's been a lot about Blake Corum. They're comfortable with him, and Kyron Williams is going to be part punt returner. It's telling. It's telling. And, I mean, I could be wrong, but it's hot, right? Are we talking hot or what? We're getting hot in here, all right?
It's hot, not jumping into a volcano.
Who knows now? Who knows? So, and then let's go to tight end a little bit, okay? We got Pat Freiermuth, top-tier choice for this week especially. I take him over Brock Bowers. I take him over Dallas Goedert, as we talked about this week. Even, you know, the Pittsburgh offensive line we saw in the preseason, it was not that great. Russ is going to have to check it down to his tight end. The matchup's good with Atlanta, giving up the 31st most points to tight end position. I mean, that was last year, but this year, I mean, who knows? We can see. I think Freiermuth's a slam dunk. Let's get even real spicier.
Oh, stop. There's more?
We're going to go tight end from the Rams, Colby Parkinson. Tyler Higbee's out. All right, I know. You forgot about him. He was out after his ACL injury. But this gives opportunities to Colby. He's going against Detroit secondary, who ranked 22nd in giving up points to tight end position. I'm just saying, do what you will with this information this week. You can play it with your fantasy. You can play it with your, parlays or whatever you want to do.
You can listen to it and drink.
Info is good. Yep. And then let's just do a streamer defense real quick.
No, please.
Pick up New Orleans Saints against
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
They're a great defense to pick up if you're streaming a defense. I don't know how well Bryce Young will, do this year. Maybe he'll bounce back with a new setup and system he's got, but we don't know. And the matchup's very sweet for New Orleans. That's my hot takes for now. I hope they were spicy enough for you.
Yeah.
I need a minute.
If anyone starts Parkinson week 1, that league should be shut down and condemned. Maybe even Tolbert. Blake Corum?
Wait. What if it's like a 20-teamer?
Condemned.
Even if you're 14, what if you're 14-team league?
Condemned.
For your flex.
Condemned.
I mean, I don't know.
Condemned.
I might put money on
straight to jail.
Touchdown this
straight
week.
to jail.
I'm gonna
You're
put
not collect too
hard. Burn your money up.
Oh my god. All right.
Sexy parlay.
We are gonna finish this up. We're gonna do our picks of the week. We're gonna keep track of them for the season and see who is the most accurate, and see who is Eric.
Weekly picks.
So let's get into it, man. Let's see what What? I didn't say nothing. Anyway, first game of the week, we got Chiefs-Ravens Thursday night. I'm going Chiefs. This one is pretty straightforward. This one's actually not that straightforward. Something weird could happen. This one's not a guarantee. Like, if you're a betting man, I wouldn't touch this.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I'm going Chiefs here.
Yep, definitely Chiefs. Yep, definitely. Yep, prime time. For all the reasons we stated for the start sits, it has to be Chiefs.
Yep.
Chiefs.
Yep.
Just like what you guys said. It's easy.
All right. Is this the Friday game, Packers-Eagles?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That's going to be weird. But it should be fun. I mean, I'm hoping for a high-scoring game. Higher-ish scoring game. But I'm taking the Eagles here. The Packers, I get where they're going, but they're not there yet. So this one should be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, Eagles.
They're
Yep.
at Eagles. They're at the Eagles.
Yeah, and they're in Philly.
I think it's going to be a closer game than people expect, but I think the Eagles are coming out. They're
Yep.
going to be loud over there. Loud.
Yep.
And obnoxious.
All right. Panthers Saints. This is one that I don't care to watch, nor will I watch unless one of us makes us watch it. But this should be the Saints. The Panthers have no direction whatsoever. They don't know. I don't know what happened to that team, but they're gone. So
We're all in
Saints should have it. I know Derek Carr's been Derek Carr's been struggling a lot, but Kamara's back. He should be okay this year. This is pretty easy for me.
Yeah. Saints at the Superdome. Gotta take Saints.
Yeah, that too.
I guess shitty Panthers team.
Next,
yeah. I have one correction real quick. The Packers at Eagles is in Brazil. So
Right.
it's Friday night in Brazil.
Right.
That's why.
So-
okay.
What's up? Yeah, so
Did you?
That's the one they were
Did you
worried
hear
about, like
that-
security, right?
yeah, yep, they're afraid to get
They're
out of
not
their hotel
supposed to
room.
wear green.
Right.
And they're all green.
Right.
So
I don't know, man.
So the
Have
home
those
advantage.
What?
What was that, Eric?
How are you supposed to have those two teams go and they both have green on their uniform?
Because
Why can't they wear green?
Dude, they're gonna
don't
get
know.
shot or something. I don't know.
But there's something going on with that.
Brazil is a very scary place.
Yeah, I'm reading reports that like people and like the Packers don't feel safe and they don't want to be there, and it's getting pretty
Yeah, it's dicey.
ugly. So again, there's no home field advantage for the Eagles, so all the things that I said during my segment really didn't matter. But I still think the Eagles will beat the Packers regardless. Just want to be clear.
Next on the docket is the Vikings are coming here to play the Giants, and they're gonna lose.
Who's
I'm
gonna
kidding.
lose?
I'm kidding.
I was gonna say
I'm kidding. The Giants are gonna lose this game.
Skull.
I'm not doing that. Daniel Jones is bad. Daniel Jones is
Get
bad.
him a Darnold jersey.
Darnold is also bad. So it really comes down to what other bad stuff do you have, and you have Justin Jefferson, you have Malik Neighbors. Jefferson's better.
Yep.
I don't really know what else you guys got. No one,
Aaron Jones,
you got
Addison.
Aaron Jones, and they got Singletary.
Addison is practicing, but not fully.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is he playing week one? I haven't
It's up
seen.
in the air.
Yeah. This
But,
one's gonna
so-
be a blah.
I have a question.
Hmm.
Who do you think's a better quarterback, Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold?
Darnold.
That-
Wait.
I agree. I think Sam Darnold is a better quarterback.
Wait. What did Jimmy say?
He didn't say anything yet.
Are you
Probab-
suggesting
I
Daniel
don't
Jones?
know. I think they both just suck. This is like.
I think they're both bad. I think
I think
Daniel
they're both
Jones is in a
terrible.
different realm bad.
They're not top 15 quarterbacks.
They're not
but I
top
think
25,
Darnold's better.
neither of them. I don't know how to choose worse
Oh
from
my
worse.
god, I
They're,
cannot believe you can't choose.
they're both so bad. I don't know that I care to choose either.
But Darnold looked solid on the Niners, didn't he?
It was a backup. He looked
But
okay.
He looked good. Better than
Eh.
Daniel Jones. Oh man, that one hurt. That hurts.
Darnold
That hurts.
Darnold had Trent Williams blocking for him though.
That's true.
Daniel Jones is getting
Hey,
sacked in
don't
half
sleep
a second.
on Christian Darrisaw. He's a good left tackle.
see how some backups turn into starters?
We're spending too much time on a game that's just irrelevant, honestly.
So, Jimmy, you pick Vikings? What do you think?
Oh, no, I'm taking the Vikings.
Yep,
but
same Vikings, Eric?
Oh, yeah, easy.
Yeah, I'm not doing the...
I feel hurt from that Daniel Jones might be better than Darnold comment.
Right?
Next.
All right. The Patriots go to Cincy to play the Bengals. They're going to get smashed. There's no reason to spend time on this. They're just going to get decimated.
Yep.
And that's all there is to it. Brissett's going to be in there as a bodyguard for Drake May for the first couple games. Mm-hmm. So.
Yep.
I'm excited to see how they play out a lot of their new their wide receivers. They have Jalen Polk. I'm excited to see how he does. Demario Douglas, when he returns, I'm excited to see how the Patriots throw the ball because they are going to be, losing. They're going to have to throw it out, but it's definitely the Bengals.
They should just sit down for the year.
It's just,
Yeah, something. A meteor would have to hit Cincinnati.
Yep.
All right. Next, Steelers, Falcons. Easy again for me, Falcons. The Steelers, Russell Wilson is done. I like Pickens a lot, but unless you're going to somehow magically wind up with a Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, or Tyler Lockett moonball, mostly Tyler Lockett, I just don't see it. And the Falcons are stacked honestly, on both sides of the ball. They're pretty well off, so.
Yep. A lot of additions to that defense.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They stocked up good.
So I like the Falcons.
Yeah, I think George Pickens might have a great game this game because they're going to be losing. They're going to have to air it out to him, like you guys said prior.
They're going to have to.
Definitely the Falcons. The Falcons have a new and improved team. I can't wait to see Kirk Cousins throw it out there. I can't wait.
If this was at Steelers, I might go the opposite, but since it's at Atlanta,
that's a hard maybe.
I think
I still lead Falcons this time.
Nah, not me. Not Kirk. No, not Kirk Cousins. Not in his comfy dome.
Yeah,
no. He's not in prime time.
He's not. Yeah, right. Not in prime time, but he likes playing a dome. He's not good against
the elements. He's a dome boy.
I hate dome boys. Fuck.
All right. Next up, you got that out of nowhere Texans team playing the Colts in Indy, but the Texans are on a run. I know it's a new season, but what they did last year, coming from what were they, 2-15, and then D'Amico took over. It just him and CJ turned that team around. I mean, it was a whole bunch of stuff that happened at one time, but they're so good. I love D'Amico Ryan. I think it's just a great team. They're going to beat the crap out of the Colts. I don't know how I feel about Anthony Richardson yet. This one should be relatively easy for him, I think.
Yep. Agreed.
I think it's a bit closer than expected, but I do think with Collins, Diggs, and Dell, they're just going to light it up.
Yeah. This is the first one we don't agree on. Mm-hmm. And this is basically the only thing me and Pete are going to argue about all year. Cardinals and the Bills. I'm taking the Cardinals because I think the Bills have no weapons left other than James Cook and Kincaid. And that's it.
And Josh Allen.
Okay, that's a given.
He's a weapon.
Yeah. But their defense sucks. Cardinals offense should be pretty solid as long as it doesn't suck.
It's going to suck.
I don't know. We're gonna have to see how this goes. It's gonna be one extreme or the other. I don't think there's gonna be much of a middle ground. I think they're either gonna be terrible or they're gonna be fantastic. But I'm taking the Cardinals here.
No, Bills.
Yeah, I'm taking Bills at home.
At home. Yep.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, but it's not cold yet. It's not cold yet up there.
Cold.
I heard
Go ahead.
I heard Kyler Murray's playing a lot of Call of Duty recently. So
a new one's coming out.
That's what I'm saying.
Bringing back
ready.
Verdansk.
He's getting ready, and I think the Bills might not have the best year. I think they win this game, though. I'm not a believer in the Cardinals, and then we'll figure out midway through the season who was right.
This one, I think I'm watching.
I think it's gonna be Bills. I mean, I'm excited to see this game though on both sides of the ball. I'm excited to see how the Cardinals sling it out, Marvin Harrison Jr. and my good old friend Michael Wilson. Then I'm also excited to see how the Bills, separate those targets. Right. I like to see how it goes.
Not too bad.
See the target share.
All right, this is one that I think we're all going to be watching. The debut of Caleb on that freshly upgraded Bears offense, playing the Titans, which is kind of cheating.
Yep.
Like, you want a debut game for your fresh offense, sexy quarterback, like the whole thing, play the Titans. It's going to make you look good, you know? So this is Bears, easy Bears. The Titans are bad.
What a way to start your career with a stacked team with all the weapons you want at home against one of the worst teams in the NFL. This is
ridiculous.
Pure poetry.
I just hope he doesn't think this is how it's supposed to be, because he's going to go up against a good defense soon.
Yep.
And it's not going to be this. Yeah.
I mean, no one's been set up for success like Caleb Williams has this year.
No.
Doomsday, DJ Moore. I mean, you're just asking for great things.
Caleb is
gonna go great.
Caleb is what CJ was last year. He's just set up the right way.
Keenan Allen looks a little old, but yeah.
Keenan got fat.
DJ Moore in some video.
Did you watch Hard Knocks?
Love DJ Moore.
I love DJ.
Love DJ Moore. Love
and not even okay. You want to talk about that real quick too. The Bears are so smart. DJ's like, I want money. The Bears like, here you go, because they knew all the big contract guys were going to be coming down the line. And if they waited, they'd be paying him a lot more today.
Yep.
But they just got it out of the way, and now he has the smallest contract out of a good bit of them because they just did it.
Yeah.
So that was smart on the Bears. All right, next one is, I think, another slaughter. The Jags are going down to Miami to play the Dolphins. The Dolphins are mad. They got beat up pretty good in the playoffs, and their offense is still all there, and they're all healthy. They're a year older, which is we're getting scary with that, but I think they're still pretty safe for at least this year. I think after this year, you're gonna have a fall off, but they should be pretty solid. Tua looks pretty good, and the Jags have looked bad since Trevor got there. I mean, since before Trevor, but he has not taken this team by the reins and done much with it. So
I agree. I think Dolphins are going to win. I think for some reason, and I don't know why, I think it's going to be a close game.
Agreed.
Could be. It could be.
I mean, the Jaguars are from Florida too, right? So I mean,
it's not a heat thing. So
it's not that, and I think Trevor Lawrence has a chip on his shoulder as well. He's not proven himself to be the top pick that he was, not the prospect that he was. He needs to prove himself. Like Justin Herbert. Is in a similar situation as Justin Herbert. They need to prove themselves again. They do. They need to prove themselves again in their offenses. They need to produce. And he needs to produce.
He does need to do that.
He had a bad year. He had a bad year.
He had a bad year. A lot of people have bad years.
Yeah, but not multiple like your boy Herbert. But yeah.
Calvin Ridley's going to eat.
Yeah, I like Calvin this year.
He's good value in drafts, but all right. We are moving on to the Broncos Seahawks. Broncos are bad. Sean Payton is not doing much with that team. Bo Nix, sure, we'll see how he does, but Seahawks haven't changed really anything, so they're ready to go.
Yep. At Seattle.
With Bo Nix to start.
12th man.
12th man is going to wreck you. I'm sorry, Bo Nix, you look good, but this is not your game to win.
This is the opposite of Caleb. This is the opposite of Caleb. You're going up to Seattle as your first game. Sorry.
Yep.
That sucks.
For the first game for Bo Nix, it's going to be a rough one. Very rough one.
All right, next we got Raiders-Chargers. For me, this is easy. The Chargers are just not good. They're going to be very just bad. There's really not many ways to put it. They're just not going to be good this year.
Yep.
And the Raiders seem like they know where they want to go. So
I'm taking Chargers.
You're crazy.
Book it. They're at the Chargers. I think, they're going to try to protect Herbert. He's not going to run it, but Gus Edwards is going to run it. Gus Edwards got a good matchup against the Raiders. And we don't know how the other running backs are going to be split up in the Chargers' backfield, but, I mean, they're a run-first offense. They're going to try to protect Herbert, and Herbert still has those new weapons of Ladd McConkey, and he has that trust in Josh Palmer. I don't know. I have a feeling that the Chargers are going to pull this one out, especially at home for the first game.
If they pull this out,
Herbert's going to surprise you, Pete. Herbert's going to surprise you. He's been better than Lawrence. And I'm just saying, I think he's going to pull it.
They both played not doing the best, but I am so low on Herbert this year.
If they win, it's because Minshew screws up.
Yep.
I think that's the only way.
And Antonio Pierce has brought life into this team. When he took over, they won a lot of games.
They want to play for him.
Yep. And Max Crosby, that dude's a menace.
He's disgusting.
And he's going to get into Herbert's pimply face and psych him out.
Their line. The Chargers upgraded their line this draft as well. You can't forget that. They have some good protection.
We'll see. We'll see, man. This one, to me, is easy Raiders. Next one is not as easy. This is Cowboys-Browns, which I think is a fantastic matchup.
Great game.
Great defense against great defense. Good offense against really good offense. So I'm taking the Cowboys based on that. I don't trust Deshaun at all.
I'm taking the Browns. It's at Cleveland. I think they're a great ground pound team. Cowboys don't like playing away from their dome. I just see Cleveland winning this game. I see Ford putting up a lot of points.
He might. I just go ahead, Eric.
I see Dallas. I think CeeDee Lamb's gonna have a good game. Jalen Tolbert might get in there, but I'm just saying I think the Dallas team is just set up for success against this. I mean, I think it's not going to be a high scoring game, and if it is, I'll be very happy. But I think both defenses are going to be a big part of this game. Like you guys said, they're both strong. I'm going Dallas. They're the boys this week.
We'll see.
All right, it pains me to say, because trust me, I want nothing more than to watch the Cowboys lose. But then you could just save that for me in the playoffs. The Niners love taking the Cowboys out.
I just like the Browns. I like the Browns this year.
Next up, we got the Commanders playing the Bucks. This for me is easy. The Bucks. I like Daniels, but whatever happened with Mike Evans last year, I think is just going to continue. I think Baker and him have some sort of a love thing going on because my God.
Well, yeah.
So I think
Godwin.
Godwin was non-existent last year.
Weird.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But as far as this game goes, the Bucs should win this pretty easy.
I agree. I kind of love the whole feel-good story of the Commanders. They should be better this year. Jaden Daniels looks good. I like, McLaurin.
I feel bad for that fan base, man.
Oh, it's rough. I go there almost every year to FedEx Field, and they are just defeated. And they're not mean people. They dealt with so much misery in their life. They don't heckle you or anything.
And no,
it's my experience.
Brutal. They just every time they get somebody, they get dead.
Yep.
RG3.
I think it's going to be closer than people expect. I think Jaden Daniels is a very accurate quarterback, what he's shown, and I think he's a good rusher. He's got that rushing upside. But I still think Baker, Evans, Godwin, they're taking it. They're going to win.
Yep.
Especially
Yeah.
at home.
Yep.
We're taking a lot of home teams. I've seen the trend.
That's week one.
Week.
It's week one, man.
Week one. It's hard to tell, but I mean, you also have to look at the other factors which we are looking at, and that's why I think the Bucs are prone and primed to be ready. Especially on rookie's first day, it's hard. Same thing with Bo Nix. Same thing with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree. He's gonna have a rough go. I mean, it should be a fun game though. The Bucs defense isn't fantastic, so he should be able to sling it a little bit.
Yep.
All right. Sunday night is a massive game. I'm real happy they made this Sunday night. Rams-Lions is a toss-up. You can go either way with this, man. I'm going Lions. It might be a little bit of bias because I've drafted Amon-Ra everywhere. I have Gibbs in Dynasty. I don't know if it's that or what, but this should be such a good game to watch. I don't really care who wins. It's just going to be a shootout, and I love it.
Yep. Give me the Rams. Like the coach, like the quarterback better. The weapons are ready. Nakua's healthy now.
Koopy.
Yeah, and Cooper Kupp's going to have a great year. So I like the Rams winning, and that plus 3.5. Yep, give me the Rams.
Do it up.
I'm with the Lions. I'm with Jimmy on this one. I think they're another team who has a chip on their shoulder. They want to prove to others that they're up there. They want to be, they're a high-scoring offense. I mean, I think they got it, the Lions.
How do you feel about Dan Campbell?
I think the one thing I don't like about Dan Campbell is when he tries to go for it on fourth down a lot. That's the one thing that might deter me this game. If they start doing that early in the game, I might have to change my bets and picks. But, I mean, that's the one thing I don't like about it.
Yeah, he's got to chill out.
Too much.
Yeah,
He
needs to
Have to
relax.
chill out a little bit.
Look, I like being aggressive. I like being aggressive, but that's too aggressive.
Yeah,
There's no need for it sometimes.
Monday night game is the polar opposite of Sunday night. Monday night is a defensive battle. The score is going to be low. It is the Jets going to San Francisco. The Niners will win this game. The Niners are just better overall. The defense is better. The offense is better. I'm biased, so I'll let you guys go. But bias aside, the Jets should not win this game going to San Francisco. There's no reason they should win this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's nothing else to talk about. You're right.
Yeah.
I feel
both defenses scoring a touchdown.
Well, it could be that too.
It could be. I don't. We'll see.
Jets are going to have a good year, I think, but this is not it.
It's not the way to start.
Yep.
You want a real, poor Aaron Rodgers a little bit. He's going to get beat up.
Screw Aaron Rodgers.
Let's see what happens. Take it easy.
All right, so that is our picks of the week, man. And we'll keep score. Let you guys know. Maybe I'll start like posting it up in the corner as we go through these every week so you guys can keep track with us. But cool. So let's get into mailbag. You guys got a little bit of mail, right?
The Blitz Bag.
Oh yeah, we had someone email us in this morning. Someone named Steve K. He said, "Hey Banter Blitz, help me out. My league is a 2-flex league with half PPR scoring. He hates 2-flex, but that's another story. We like it mostly over here." He says he has A-Chain and Mostert. Should I start Mostert? I have B-Rob in my other flex. Another bench player I could start is Lad McConkey. Signed, no one wants to trade with me. So this guy's struggling to get trades in his league. I mean, he did make, the choice.
You're not going to get trades off week 1, buddy.
Yeah. Yep.
But you know what?
Pump the brakes, Steve K.
Target? Yeah, right? But Mostert is a good trade piece. You can trade him for someone like Zamir White or, Jalen Warren, who's another, you don't know
I would
what's
take
going on with
Mostert
Zamir
over
White.
both of them.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, though. I would, too. But if you have A-Chain already and you want to diversify, there are targets that are out there that you can go and get.
It's one of those you just sit on both of them, see how it goes. Pretty soon you're going to know which one is the 1 and which one is the 2, and play it out.
What are you doing this week? What are you doing this
week? You just shoot your shot. It's week 1. If you lose, you lose.
Yep. He has Brian Robinson Jr. and he has Lad McConkey as well. He's just doing both running backs.
Lad McConkey is not an option.
No, not an option. The Dolphins are playing the Jags. So one of them, if not both, will do well.
So
But
I think
he has one already in his running back.
yeah, it's fine. I think we're all forgetting what happened last year, right?
I'm saying who's the other flex?
Last year, I traded Jimmy. Remember Jimmy, this trade? Looked great for you on paper. It was Derrick Henry for Mostert, right? I gave you Derrick Henry, you gave me Mostert. I had A-Chain. And I started both A-Chain and Mostert for most of the end of the year. And they paid off. It's weird to say, but they both...
You can play them both.
They both paid off. I would play them both over those two you just mentioned.
Week 1, I would play them both.
And yeah, if you see that maybe it's leading more towards A-Chain, then you start B-Rob maybe next week or something.
Right, but this week I'd play them both.
Yeah, and not Lad McConkey.
Matchup-wise.
But I think he's saying that one is going to be the flex and he needs help with the other bench spot in Lad McConkey or B-Rob. Who would you start? B-Rob?
B-Rob. I'm not starting McConkey. No way.
You won't go for the upside for a wide receiver?
No. You don't need an upside week 1. No.
I like B-Rob.
Position, though, I like B-Rob too this week, but I do like when it comes to flex positions, at least getting a wide receiver in one of those positions, especially if you have two.
No, I
two
agree.
flex positions,
But
Why'd you
McConkey,
diversify it like that?
McConkey's such a. We have no idea what's gonna happen. You can't play him until you know a little bit of context.
Yep, can't play him.
You know.
Cool. Well, we don't know how this is going to be split with Austin Eckler over there.
Well, that's the well, yeah. I don't know.
Reports are saying B-Rob's the number one.
Yeah.
I agree. B-Rob is going to be the number one. But
Running back's usually a little bit
it's
safer
not
too.
easy. It's not an easy decision, Steve. But good luck. I hope you win.
Who's he playing?
I'm not sure.
We
Can't give any other information on who he's versing.
We should reach back out to
That makes
him.
all the difference, man. Our advice might be skewed the wrong way. All right. Well, sounds good. You only got that one for this week?
Yeah, that's it for now.
Okay. Make sure you guys do submit your questions. Email is linked down below where you can submit your questions. We're setting all that stuff up for all the other social medias. Make sure you check them out. We're also over on Spotify. I don't know that we have anything else for you today, though. What do you guys think?
That's it for today.
I think we're good, right? All right, cool. Sweet. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, check out all the other socials. Follow everywhere you can. Support us as much as you can. We'll get this thing off the ground. I hope you all have a great week. Enjoy the football. And we'll catch you for episode 3 next week, guys. See you later.
See ya.
Later.
Thanks for watching the Banter Blitz Podcast. Tune in next week for more nonsense.